Library Board Directors regarding their 2016 library budget. Reduction of city's max levy 2016 was accomplished through the library fund revenue cuts.
Good evening. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to discuss the library budget with the council. I requested to be on the agenda just to see if there was any consideration to not take the deficit completely from the library alone, and to consider taking it out of other funds that are available that could be taken out of, rather than taking the whole, I believe it was $12,373 out of the library fund. I'm willing to answer any questions that you may have. I was at the September 28th meeting when the levy dollars were set at $790,000. I spoke up in favor of the library with other people. I'm just asking for reconsideration. I know the final has not been set yet. The final dollar amount of $790,000 has been set, but it has not officially been completely taken from the library. And so I'm here tonight to see if you guys would reconsider looking at other funds to possibly take something from, rather than us having to cut services to our community. And that's basically why I'm here, is just to ask, you know, if there was a reason why it was all taken out of the library fund. The library budget, we worked together on that. We set the budget. In our budget, we had intended to spend down some of our reserves. That was already planned for our proposed budget that was brought to the committee. And the $12,000 was taken out of there. I'm not sure why. Nobody asked us, you know, for input or anything, but so I'm taking my time now to ask you if you would reconsider taking it from perhaps other funds.
Well, Heather, we've been keeping this levy in the city flat for years. And we have challenged the city and we challenged staff, and it's not been easy for them. But I ran for council saying I'm going to keep it under control as best I can, and we've done that. That we've asked staff to come in under, and they've come in under every year. And the city's contribution to the library, as we've kept that flat, we increased our LGA, and we increased the city tax levy to the library while we kept it flat. And this year, and you know what, keeping it flat yearly over and over again is not the easiest thing to do.
And I understand that,
And,
Your Honor.
and now staff came in here with a reality check and said 8%.
From every budget, 8%?
No, they came here with an increase to the tax levy of 8%. And it's hard to swallow. But it is reality. And plus I want to get this council to pass the budget. And they saw 8%, and that's not the easiest thing to swallow.
And that's understandable, but it's
plus,
also
taxes
not
are going up
easy.
on other things too.
My taxes went up.
Yes.
And you haven't raised the levy, my taxes are still going up. You know, whether you're raising the levy or not, my taxes are still increasing, and I understand that, it's gonna happen no matter what. I'm wondering why the library fund is the only one that had money taken out of, to reach the number that you guys agreed to at $790,000. I mean, is it possible that you could possibly take $500 or $1,000 from the airport fund, possibly take something out of the fire department fund, possibly not put as much into the general fund, and lessen the blow to the library, instead of the library taking the full $12,373? I mean, I understand that, okay, you have to take something from the library. I completely 100% understand that. What I'm having a hard time with is why the library is, all the cut is being taken from the library. That's the only question I'm asking. The library provides a service to our community, to many people that don't have internet. So the library is more than just internet, it's more than just books. It's a safe haven for people.
And we get the updates every year, Heather. We totally understand that. As mayor of the city of Rushford, I 100% appreciate the library and what it contributes. But the budget goes up for the library every year.
But we haven't necessarily asked for an increase, and we have included to spend down our reserves. The electrical fund has money in it. I mean, could we not take some of the electrical fund money and put it into the general fund and take less of a cut from the library?
And Heather, and again, this is not final yet.
I understand that, that's why I'm here to say, I mean, nobody's
And
ever
all of
said,
that can be taken into consideration.
and that's all we're asking for is to be taken
I
into
think in our
consideration.
meeting, the discussion, meetings being what they are, we were more focused on reducing the 8% and looking at the funds that we thought maybe could help us achieve that, to get it to 790. If we could, I guess if we could get it to 740 again, that would be great. That would be wonderful.
But almost
But-
unrealistic in today's age.
Maybe
It's
not.
It's not almost unrealistic, it's unrealistic.
Maybe and maybe not. I think what we looked at was the reports that Kathy gives us, where we're seeing a 28% increase in expenses in the library fund over the last 4 years, I believe it is. And looking, in looking at the other departments, some of the other areas, we've gotten real positive, I guess, reductions from several of the other funds, and that's maybe what we were looking for, or hoping for, I guess, just is to understand
But then,
the library budget a little bit better, and why that rapid increase, while all of the other departments have been contributing, if you will, to this flat levy that we've been able to maintain for the last 5 years.
had you considered coming to the library board and asking them about their budget? I mean, nobody, as far as I'm aware of, nobody comes to talk to the library board and say, okay, can you explain this increase here, or could you
Well,
explain, I'm just asking if we
Let me ask
do
you.
that.
Yeah, let me ask you. What strategies has the library board employed in the last 5 years or the last 4 years to reduce expenses?
We have started spending down our reserve that we had saved for a library.
That doesn't reduce expenses.
And we have.
That just reduces your cash reserves.
We have also limited, we have not hired anybody for part-time. We have increased our hours as a community service because the members of the library, the community asked us to be open more. So we have done that for them. We're providing a service to them. We wouldn't have to be open on Mondays with a $12,373 cut. The library's gonna be closed on Mondays. The library didn't open, Robert knows this.
Good, I'm not the only one.
Thank you. But, Robert knows too, and he can attest to it also. The people who use the library asked us to be open on Mondays. We didn't say, hey, we're gonna be open so we can spend money. We're open to help them. If you see the people that come through the library, the computers, the books, the mags, everything that goes through there, it's a hub, it's a busy place, kids come. If we were to say, oh, I'm sorry, the library can't afford to be open, we have to close at 4 o'clock. Do you know what kind of uproar that could bring? There's kids come here after school. We're just asking to lessen the blow, is all we're asking for consideration.
And I understand that. I understand that completely. You want to provide the service, and we look and we're challenged to provide all of the services that the citizens of Rushford need.
Right, as library board chairman, you're the advocate for that.
As
We have to
reasonable
look at the whole thing.
as possible.